Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Kenny Cooper. Gonna show you a little bit of winterizing on my mower. Now this isn't gonna be your normal winterizing video, so stick around and watch it. We're gonna be cleaning up the deck and showing you a product to keep it rust free and keep the grass from sticking, and show you what I do to winterize. So let's get to it. Alrighty, for some of the newer viewers, they haven't seen this feature on the mower. Other guys have seen it before, but this is a pretty nice feature here for changing blades, getting underneath the deck. We're going to be cleaning off all the dead grass underneath here. We're going to put a brand new set of blades on, so we're ready to go for the springtime. Again, Jimmy, still haven't come across that blade locker yet, so we're going to just have to stick with the impact again. Alrighty, we got the blades off. See a little bit of grass stuck on here. This deck actually stays pretty clean all on its own. There's different ways of cleaning. We can just use a regular old scraper and get in there. Does pretty decent. Some of you guys might have one of these multi-tools. It's what I'm going to use on mine. A little less effort. This is the first time actually ever using it for this. I just kind of thought of it. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 years and never thought of using it for this. So see if you guys have one laying around, you can try it out. Well guys, I'll take the time now to apologize for all the gum chewing in this video. Didn't really realize how much I was doing it. It's part of me trying to quit smoking, so again, sorry if it's irritating you. Alrighty, we got it cleaned up. You can see it's a little bit rusty under there. Still do have some grass on there, but it's for the most part cleaned up. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use next to try to keep it clean and keep the rust from getting any worse. Alright, next thing we're going to be using on the deck to try to keep it clean is fluid film. It's right on the label on the back that it helps keep grass off of mower decks. Shake her up and spray some on there. It actually penetrates into the metal. Supposedly it stops rust right away and keeps things from sticking to it. Alright, going to show you the new set of mower blades I'm going to be putting on. I've never used these ones before. I don't know if I can show it very well on camera, but they've got a totally different pitch to them. The new one is kind of, the whole blade is kind of at an angle. So I don't know if you can really catch that on camera or not. And then the old blade starts out kind of flat and then swoops up. So we'll see if the different geometry on it makes any difference, if one's better than the other on striping. They're both considered a high lift blade. We'll see how it works out. We'll get those thrown on so we're ready for springtime, don't have to do anything. All right. That took up right about half a can to do this mower deck, so majority of you guys with your push mowers, you're going to get quite a few uses out of it. I know absolutely nothing about the reel mower guys, but how it prevents rust, I'm pretty sure those reels start getting pitted and whatnot over winter. If you give it a nice coating of this, it should help prevent that. Now I'll show you what I actually do to get this mower ready for winter. We're probably going to use a little bit of YouTube magic right here and fast forward. Okay, let's see how my YouTube magic works out. First time I've actually tried this. We just went from mowing to snow blowing. Give you a few little step-by-step on how this happens, but it's a pretty simple process. If you want to stick around and see how that happens, we'll get to it. Okay, gonna show you how take the mower deck off to get ready to put the snowblower on. First thing you have to do is take off the footrest. The snowblower comes with a smaller footrest. Got one little pin to pull. That comes right off. Put this back up out of the way. Put the pin back in it so we don't lose it while we're working on it. And then to unhook the mower, we've got these two pins to pull out. And we unhook these two chains and disconnect our power for the lift on the deck, and that's all there is to taking it off. So I'll do that real quick. Got the chains unhooked. Then there's a little bit of weight on the deck. We use the power option to get it right where you want it, to where we can get these pins pulled out and it'll fall right off, no problem then. And we're unhooked. It's as easy as that. Just got to unhook our power. Pull that through. Now we're ready to put our snowblower on. Alright, first step of getting the snowblower mounted on is this bracket here that goes on. This is how you raise and lower it. It's pretty easy. There's two arms that slide into a couple of tubes. Just two little bolts hold it on. We're going to hit those with a little bit of our fluid film to keep them from corroding up over the winter while we're using it. Now we're ready to put the snowblower on. Okay, about the hardest part of the whole process, which is still pretty easy, is getting the shaft lined up. It's a square shaft and you have to rotate it and try to pull on it at the same time. It's kind of nice to have a helping hand when you're doing this part of it, but it's really not that big of a deal. Let's see how lucky I get, if I get it right away or if I struggle a little bit. we got lucky. It went pretty easy. Slide that in. Then the snowblower uses the same notches that the lawnmower did. It's nice, they're spring loaded, so once you get it close to in place, just flip it over and they'll pop themselves into the hole. Now the next step to this process is there's a couple chains here that you hook up, and that's what raises and lowers it. Just a couple cotter keys holding them on. And this handle's what raises and lowers it up off the ground. Last step is to put our footrest back on it, so we got somewhere to put our feet down at. All we got to do to put our footrest in is slide this rod back out. Put it through the hole. Now we're ready to blow snow. So in a matter of maybe 10 to 15 minutes, we can go from mowing the grass to blowing snow. This is actually the primary reason that I bought this mower. I demoed out a handful of different mowers. I did the X-Mark, I did Dixie Chopper, did a Kubota. But the Woods and Grasshopper are the only two zero turns I know of that you can get a snowblower for them. There's a few other attachments. You can get a power broom for them. I also have a blade for this. The reason I got the blade is the original Woods snowblower I got. After about 8 years, the whole bottom of it rusted all the way through and it was unusable. I still have it. Gonna eventually get around to having somebody do some work on it to where it can be used again, but the cutting blade is pretty much unattached. The whole housing rusted through in the bottom. So I found on Facebook a blade for it for a few $100s. They're actually pretty expensive, but it worked good for the 2 winters that I used it until I was able to locate this Grasshopper one. The only difference between Grasshopper and Woods is these pins up here, the way they mount. So I actually took the mount off of my Woods snowblower and put it on the Grasshopper, but otherwise they're about 99% the same. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our fluid film, put it in the chute, put it on these pins, anything that's going to get corroded, and we want to be able to move freely. But the fluid film is supposed to help snow from getting built up inside the chute. We get a lot of wet, heavy snows, and this thing kind of clogs up easy with the wet, heavy snow, so we're going to see if the fluid film works for that. Never used it before. Alright, we got our fluid film, same thing that we used on the bottom of the mower deck to keep grass from collecting and help prevent rust. So we're going to spray the chute down. We're going to spray this cutting blade edge down here. Since that's where the last one I had rotted out, we're going to do whatever we can to prevent that from happening again. These are not cheap new. The one I bought originally a dozen years ago, I paid about $1,100 for it. I think they're over $1,500 now. So, in my opinion, they should last more than 8-9 years like my last one did, so we're going to try to do what we can to keep them going. From what I've read on the fluid film is multiple coats are better. Sorry about that, we had a little break in filming. My son came down. My wife's not real keen on this whole YouTube and showing her kids yet, so I had to stop, keep her happy. What I was saying is, from what I'm reading about the fluid film, is multiple coats is better. If you let it sit in between, it actually penetrates into the metal. So it's what we're going to try. I'm going to try to put probably 2 or 3 coats on here before the snow flies. So got the chute all sprayed down. Now we're going to get the cutting edge. We're going to hit some of the stuff on the back. Any of the spots that I already see rust forming, going to try to protect those from getting any worse. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys are learning a little something. Hopefully some of these guys with the bigger lawns are watching this. It's kind of who I'm trying to help out on this. I know a lot of you guys just enjoying seeing a few different things than the normal. As always, if you could subscribe, like, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below. I appreciate reading them. Let me know your thoughts on how I'm doing, what else you'd like to see. I've got plenty of other stuff to show you. Season's kind of coming to an end here. I'm going to try to keep making a few things for you, and probably a few little DIY projects I've got to go do around the house. This channel might not be strictly lawn care related. I know you guys need something to watch all winter long, so hopefully I can still provide you with some entertainment. Thanks, you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.